Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest event in TayNinhTV. Ladies and gentlemen, on the mornings of May 22nd, the Executive Board of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha of TayNinhTV solemnly held the rain ceremonies of Buddha's 2568th birthday, Buddha's calendar 2024. Attending the ceremony, there were Mr. Võ Đức Trong, members of Provincial Party Standing Committee, chairmen of Vietnam Freeland Front Committees of TayNinhTV. At the rain ceremony, the organizing committee read a message of Buddha's 2568th birthday of the Supreme Patriarch of Vietnam, the Buddhist Sangha, and Buddha's birthday speech of the most venerable chairman of Executive Council of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. In recent years, the Executive Boards of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha of TayNinhTV, along with monks, nuns, and Buddhists in the province, have actively participated in patriotic emulation movement, building new rural areas and civilized urban areas, fostering solidarity, helping each other develop the economy, eliminate hunger, and reduce poverty, do the good job of gratitude, humanitarian charities, and social security. Speaking at the ceremony, Mr. Trần Minh Nay, Deputy Directors of Provincial Departments of Home Affairs, hoped that in the coming time, the Executive Boards of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in the province would continue to encourage monks, nuns, and Buddhists to effectively implement the party guidelines, the state policies and law, contribute to building great national unity, and actively participating in local patriotic emulation movement, contributing to increasingly prosperous and thriving development of the province.
On May 22nd, in TayNinh, the Government Committee for Religious Affairs coordinated with the TayNinh Department of Home Affairs to organize a conference to disseminate legal regulations on religion to more than 80 dignitaries, officials, and followers from all over the world. Representative Board of the Provincial Muslim Community, Board of Management of Mosque, and Islamic teaching training facilities. The conference provided information on the situation of beliefs and religions in the country and policies towards beliefs and religions in recent times, along with some related content on religion by Mr. Nguyễn Anh Chức, Deputy Head of Government Religious Affairs Committee. Mastering legal regulations will help dignitaries, officials, and believers proactively comply with the law with the spirit of an exemplary citizen to actively contribute to the law for the strong development of the province Muslim community, as well as building the province to be more and more prosperous. In addition, Muslim delegates are also instructed to implement Decree number 95 of 2023 of the government, which details a number of articles and measures to implement the law on belief and religion. Disseminates and guides the implementation of the law on prevention and combat of money laundering and related guiding documents about the provisions of the Land Law 2024, legal documents on land and construction related to religion or Muslim situation. On the same afternoon, Mr. Nguyễn Vĩnh Thế, Deputy Head of the Department of Religious Affairs, Department of Home Affairs of TayNinh Province, informed about belief and religious activities, recent state management of religion in TayNinh, and the province policies toward ethnic minorities religions.
At the review session on the mornings of May 22nd, chaired by Ms. Nguyễn Thị Xuân Hương, heads of Departments of Culture and Society of the Provincial People's Council and the Provincial Peaceful Committee represented a draft resolution outlining a number of expenditures and support levels for drug rehabilitation and post-rehabilitation management in TayNinhTV. According to the contents of the report, the draft resolution aims to ensure timely implementation of legal documents, thereby supporting and enabling individuals undergoing rehabilitation to achieve effective results. It also aims to support those involved in rehabilitation work and post-rehabilitation management, encouraging them in their roles. Some proposed content in the draft resolution report include a monthly food allowance for individuals undergoing mandatory rehabilitation is equal to 0.8 of the current base salary. On holiday, Lunar New Year, or when the rehabilitant is sick, they will receive higher benefits. For the voluntarily drug rehabilitation at the rehabilitation center, 100% of drug rehabilitation costs and common medical expenses will be supported. Individuals assigned to provide psychological and social counseling, management, and support for rehabilitant and post-rehabilitation patients at home and in community will receive support equal to 0.6 times the current base salary per person per month. Through the review session, the Culture and Society Committee basically agreed with the content of the Provincial People Committee, agree with the contents of the Provincial People's Committee reports. This content will be presented at the 12th session at the Provincial People's Council, which will take place on May 28. Also, at a review session of the legal departments of Provincial People's Council, the Provincial People Committee presented two draft resolutions approving the urban classification project for 2 towns of province as a Class 3 urban areas. To have a basis and ensure the composition of the dossier submitted to the Ministries of Construction for appraisals and recognitions of Hoa Thanh Town and TayNinhTV South Tây Ninh Province as a Class 3 urban areas according to regulation. The Provincial People's Committee needs to submit the urban classification project to the Provincial People's Council for approval by a resolution of Provincial People's Council. Through project planning and evaluation, TayNinhTV has currently achieved 57 out of 63 Class 3 urban area standards with a total score of 86.76 out of 100 points. Thereby, it ensures the requirement for classification, submission for appraisals, and recognition of TayNinhTV as a Class 3 urban area. Hoa Thanh Town has also achieved 59 out of 63 Class 3 urban area standards with a total score of 88.29 out of 100 points. It ensures the requirement of classification, submission for appraisals, and recognition of Hoa Thanh Town as a Class 3 urban area. The legal departments of the Provincial People's Council basically agree with the two draft resolutions. At the same time, the legal department requested the Provincial People's Committee to direct specialized agency to wrongly propose prioritize and concentrated resolution, mobilize resources for investment, and complete the standards that haven't yet been met as soon as possible.
Up to now, the structure of agriculture, forestry, fishery in TayNinhTV province accounts for a large proportion of the provincial GDP structure, with 19.8% contributing more than 21,700 billion Vietnam dong in 2023. Currently, in the entire TayNinhTV province, there are about 483,000 heads of cattle, 1 million poultry, 1,000 houses raising seedlings, 462 cattle farms, and 116 poultry farms. Livestock products of broadcast are estimated at 213,090 tons per year. 81 livestock facilities have been certified with VietGap. Livestock facilities with disease-free certificates are 71. Dum Châu and Tân Châu districts are certified as disease-free zones for avian flu and Newcastle. In general, in recent years, the livestock industry in TayNinhTV has been maintained and developed stably. The structure of the livestock industry has been strongly transformed from household-scale livestock farming to farm-scale livestock farming applying high technology. It is directly associated with the chain of livestock farming, slaughtering and processing export products to ensure food quality and safety.
On the afternoons of May 22nd, the Provincial Women's Charity Club and the Provincial Women's Union had the 12th anniversaries of its establishment, 2012 to 2024. Attending the event, there were Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng, Deputy Secretaries of the Provincial Party Committee, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Yến Mai, Head of the Provincial Party Committee's Organizing Committee, and Ms. Nguyễn Thị Xuân Hương, Head of Provincial Party Committee's Propaganda and Training Department. 12 years ago, the Provincial Women's Charity Club under the Women's Union of TayNinhTV Province was established with 13 members. According to the regulation, each club member contributes 3 billion Vietnamese dong monthly to the charity fund, which is used to support two poor women households in difficult circumstances by providing reading counts, create conditions to have them improve their livelihood, and escape from poverty sustainably. Up to now, this club has provided reading count to 243 households with a total amount of nearly 5.2 billion Vietnamese dong from these supported counts. Thanks to careful care for the family, 426 calves have been born, and currently there are 57 pregnant cows. The club activities have been appreciated by party committee and local authority, and have received approval and support of the community. This is considered the only club in the province with effective and practical operating model. On this occasion, the club introduced 4 new members. 12 members of the club and 1 sponsor who has accompanied the club will receive certificates of merit from the Provincial People's Committee for their companionship and support for women in particularly difficult circumstances in TayNinhTV Province over the past 12 years.
On May 21st, the Steering Committee of the Sustainable Forestry Development Program for the period of 2021-2025, TayNinhTV Province announced that the province forest fire forecast level is level 2, medium level. Accordingly, in recent times, TayNinhTV Province has had widespread heavy rain. The risk of forest fires is no longer high. However, the weather situation is unpredictable and heat waves may reappear in the near future, posing a potential risk of forest fires. The Standing Committee for the Sustainable Forestry Development Program in the second phase during the 2021-2025 period, it is recommended that the peers committees of district, towns and city with forest owners and forest protection departments should not be subjective in forest fire prevention and fighting until the rainy season officially begins. In addition, it is necessary to, based on the forest fire forecast level, to implement appropriate forest fire prevention measures as prescribed in Article 46 of Decree number 156, dated November 16, 2018 of the government. With the theme Digital Innovation, Green Transformation, the 2024 Innovative Startup Festival was held on May 22nd by TayNinhTV Department of Science and Technology and attracted a large number of participants from organizations, individuals and businesses in the province. Useful and necessary experiences, stories, directions, and suggestions are shared in the exchange session with business and youth startup examples, local experts and managers of innovative startups. In addition, they also provide some information and connection channels on product market development to further support local businesses at the festival. The workshop supporting, connecting, and developing outcome products in TayNinhTV Province is part of this year's festival with sharing from experts on innovation and related issues. On this occasion, the Department of Science and Technology of TayNinhTV launched the 2024-2025 Innovation Startup Competition in TayNinhTV Province to agencies, units, officials, individuals, groups of individuals, and businesses with startup ideas and projects participating in the contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2045 Vietnam Report, Global Economic Trend and Policy Implication for Vietnam, predict that global trade growth may slow down in the short term from now until 2050. In the medium term, global trade will have new growth motivation, stemming from reduced trade costs. The factor will contribute to shaping Vietnam's economy in the coming period. The 2045 Vietnam Report emphasized the trends shaping the Vietnamese economy, including the increasing trend of sustainable FDI investment in renewable energy in recent years, exceeding new investment in the fossil fuel. The roles of trade in environmentally friendly green goods is forecasted to increase. The requirements of Vietnam's trading partners are stricter, requiring more green products. In some ways, it increased trade costs for Vietnam, but in the long term, it can be seen as a factor forcing us to change toward greater access to new markets. Vietnam has the opportunity to enhance relations with China due to China trade redirection from the U.S. to Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia. At the same time, attract FDI into semiconductor and energy, attract investment in support from the U.S. in the semiconductor industry, thanks to Vietnam's strategic position and success in exporting electronics, as well as potential in rare earth supplies. In 2023, the government focused heavily on semiconductor reduction, but we see that in Vietnam there are no responding partners capable enough to become partners with the global chip and semiconductor manufacturing enterprises. Therefore, if we don't change by nurturing Vietnamese businesses to develop, we will only remain as FDI recipients and laborers. In terms of policy recommendation, experts suggest that Vietnam needs to take advantage of positive opportunity from abroad while minimizing risks, building and developing appropriate institutions for the new situation. Only then we will achieve the goal of becoming a high-income country by 2045 and the goal of achieving net zero emission by 2050.
The Ministry of Finance has consulted on the draft revised value-added tax law to complete this tax policy in accordance with Vietnamese rights and international rights. At the same time, promote three main driving forces contributing to economic growth, consumption, investment, and export. Fertilizer is a product that is not subject to value-added tax, but import materials are still subject to this tax rate of 10%. Meanwhile, businesses are not entitled to a refund of this tax amount. Representatives of the Fertilizer Association said that this is an inadequacy that leads to domestic product prices often being higher than imported prices, reducing competitiveness. Representatives of the Fertilizer Association said that this is an inadequacy that leads to domestic product prices often being higher than imported prices, reducing competitiveness. Fertilizer is an important input for the agricultural industry. Reducing costs will be significant benefits to production. Many businesses in the export processing and service export sectors are facing the fear of losing competitiveness when the amended draft law on value-added tax proposed to narrow the scope of application of the value-added tax rate of 0% for export services. If the zero VAT rate is not applied, the tax payable will be included in production costs, leading to an increase in the cost of exported goods, which will reduce the attraction of investment in Vietnam. According to the Ministry of Finance, the goal of amending the law this time is to promptly remove difficulties for production and business activities. Therefore, the draft law will reduce the number of groups of goods and services not subject to VAT, increase the group subject to the 10% tax rate, and reduce the group subject to the 5% tax rate. Some subjects are changed from being taxed from 5% to 10%, which has the effect of reducing cost increases and reducing complexity for businesses when providing both taxable services and non-taxable services for declaring import VAT allocation. The draft law still maintains 26 groups of non-taxable items and 12 groups subject to 5%. Many people buy gold to her as a habit, and the quantity they buy is not much. After the Ministry of Finance collects comments on the draft revised value-added tax law, it will be reported to the government for consideration, submitted to the National Assembly for comments at the May meeting and approval at the October session.
Dear audience, on the mornings of May 22nd, alongside the main content on human resources, one of the topics that delegates attending the 7th session of the 15th National Assembly were concerned about were the report on the results of implementing national goals for gender equality, as well as solutions to promote socio-economic development. In 2023, gender equality work made great progress, increasing by 15 places compared to 2021. The gender gap between men and women in various fields has narrowed. Women are increasingly involved in policy making and decision-making process, actively contribute to building and developing the country. However, there are 4 indicators that still have the certain gap compared to the set goal by 2025, especially the gender ratio at birth, which still tend to increase, and the public implementation of healthcare services in medical facilities for gay men, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people still face difficulties. The solution is to promote the role of women in society, raising children, balance women's contribution in a family, as Lalia meant, to achieve the happy and gender-balanced families. Society needs referential employment policies regarding maternity benefits. Many opinions also propose a number of solutions to promote socio-economic development, with profound understanding and dedication demonstrated by the National Assembly delegate for important issues of the country that many voters are concerned about. At the 7th session at the 15th National Assembly is taking place with many important content, continuing to attract the attention of voters and people nationwide with the expectation of proposing effective solutions to promote economic recovery, build and improve the legal system to help the country develop. That's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.